Hi beauties, it's Jean Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper, and today I wanted to show you just how much I use all of the stuff that I buy. Sometimes I get asked if I, just buy the stuff or if I actually use it. So today I'm going to put together a card showing you just bits and pieces of everything, from a card that I'm going to make real quick. So most recently, in my Michael's haul, you would have seen me purchase this guy here, and this is from Sizzix. This one is the Tim Holtz. And then in other hauls, I've purchased these little guys. You've seen me do some wooden pieces. Let's see. The Stampin' Up! Celebration is going on right now, so I have this little like lace here, and you've seen me haul these in a grab bag. I get these often at the Dollar Tree, so there's lots of fun stuff we're just going to be using today. And I got this at Target, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is grab some shipping tags, and I bought these at a garage sale. So let's go ahead and just pull one of those out. And when I usually do these tags, I usually do multiples at one time, not just one at a time. And then I'll take the tags and I'll save them. So first things first is getting rid of this little piece here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I bought those shipping tags for like 50 cents or something like that, which for me is a pretty good deal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this little play mat here so you could see a little bit. Oh, I don't think that's going to be a little bit better for you because of the lighting. I tried to make it better. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Sorry about that. We'll just use it. But I sometimes use that play mat. I got that at the Dollar Tree. And just to see my whites on, so it's not against other whites. So I grabbed this little bird, and I grabbed this hello. It also comes with an embossing folder that works with my Big Shot, but I'm not going to use that. And then it also comes with these dies that work in the Big Shot as well, the little framelets. And I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to cut it out. But what I am going to do is I am going to mask. And if you don't know how to mask, I will show you as I tell you. I'll tell you as I show you what I'm doing. So I have the bird here, and then I have the hello here on the other side, just so I could use one block. And I'm going to take this guy and I'm just going to plop him down there. And he is so cute, or she is so cute. And then I'm just going to take this hello and I'm going to put that right here as well. So that's that. Then what I'm going to do, if I were to mask, if you haven't done masking before, it's really simple, really easy. You just take this again, stamp it on a sticky paper, and make sure you're getting it up where it is sticky. I did not do that here, but let me show you here. I would make sure that this is the sticky side. So I would actually get as much sticky as I could on there and go like that and stamp it like that. So that way there's some good sticky on there. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take this, take your little scissors, and you're going to cut it out. Now, you don't have to use the feet because the feet are solid, and this little tail. So after you cut it out, it's going to look like this. But I've already used it, so it's all stamped up. So I'm just going to use this same one again. And you're just going to stick that right over the top here. And now you can stamp and nobody will be the wiser as to what's below there. So there's a couple of things I want to do. I want to put this little teeny tiny lace on here. So this is going to be very shabby chic type card. And so I'm just going to put this right along the edge here. That is already too cute. I love that little lace. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is super, super cute there. Oh, so cute. So that's all I'm going to do on there. And I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm going to do with this card. Uh-oh, I got a little bit of fingerprint on there. No good. So this is what I'm going to do. I have my bag here. This is just an old, I don't know, Michael's bag. And I crunched it up. And this is perfect because I got my fingerprints on there. I'm just going to get an old piece of paper. This is from a past video that you guys saw me testing those Target things. So I'm just going to crumple this up and I'm going to stick it right in the ink. And you'll see that it's all inky. And I don't want it to be that dark. So I took some of it off. And I'm just going to put it around like that. And you just put that on until you find where you like it. Now, I'm also, while I have that on, I'm going to use this. Just take it off a little bit. And I'm going to go around the edges. You could also go around the edges with this as well, if you wanted to. But I think this one gives a little bit better, I don't know, it's just random, more random, in my opinion. Okay, so there we've got that. And now, I think we're done with the stamping portion of it for right now. I'll probably go back and use that in a little bit. So we can remove this guy now. And you can see that everything is stamped except for that little bird is still nice and pretty and clear. So then we're going to get our alcohol ink markers, and I bought these in the Michael's haul. You guys, if you haven't checked out my husband's Michael haul experience from a husband's point of view, you guys have to watch that. I've literally watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I think it's funny. Of course, it's me and him, so I'm gonna think it's funny, but these, you'll see that I bought these for only $4.99, plus I had a 25% off coupon that day for even items that were on sale, so I was able to get these for $3 something a pack. So this one is called Nature, and they are the alcohol markers. I'm not real great at alcohol markering, so that's why I don't buy the real expensive Copic markers, because I'm not that good. But let's go ahead. This is a really pretty like natural light color, and it's got a little tip here, and then I don't know if you could see it or not, and it's got a bigger tip here. I always like to use the bigger tips, I don't know why, but I'm just gonna go around here. I'm gonna leave his eyes nice and white. And get his tail here. And I still go over the parts that are stamped, and that's because this is making it a little bit darker, and so I want it to still be dark and go with that flow there. And I'm going to go like that for right now because I'm going to bring in some of these other colors. That's that smaller tip. But like I said, I like to use these bigger tips. And I'm just going to give him a green belly here. And some people like to go lighter to darker. Some people like to use white spots. I am going to use the smaller side for his little belly here, just to give him a little bit more green. So anyway, some people like to go light to dark. Some people like to go dark to light. I do both. I do the light and then go darker, and then I'm going to go back over with the light again to do some blending. And that'll all blend it all together rather nicely. And you'll see that it all blends nice and good. Now, one thing with the alcohol inks is it does go through the back. So if you're okay with that, that's fine. But like I said, I use these and then I keep them around to when I want to put them on a card or something like that. So that is that. I think he's rather cute. I'm going to give him also a little bit of Wink of Stella on his little belly here. Give him a nice little glisten. I don't know if you can pick that up at all. But he's got a nice little glistening belly there. So, some of the other things, let's go ahead. I have this cute little feather here that I could put somewhere if I want to. And I'm not real sure. I could have rethunk this and kind of used it, but I think I've gone and passed up the opportunity of where I could use that. So I will save that for something else. And now I'm just gonna start kind of adding stuff. Let's see. I definitely know I'm gonna use this, and this is a card and envelope set. I got this at a grab bag, and I think they were, like, if you actually bought them at Michael's, they were $1.50. So I'm just going to use the card portion of it. And I'll put these away for later. And I'm going to grab a few things. These are this is just a gold doily, a white doily, and we'll just add those in different places. So I'm just going to get some glue. And this one is my fine tip glue that I use from Stampin' Up. And we're going to put him just in random places. So if I want it right here, I'm just going to kind of put this along here and there. And I want to pay attention to the edges. And then all I'm going to do is find where I want it and stick it right on there. And I stick it on there whole. That way I get everywhere that needs to be gotten. And then after it's stuck on there, then I can turn around and cut it off. And I still think I did not get enough of the wet glued part. There we go. Yep, and then I'm going to just flip it around. I'll get out some scissors and just cut away the part that I don't need. And then I'll save that for later for another piece somewhere. And then any parts I may have missed, I can go back in and add a little bit of glue right along this line here. And the glue dries rather nicely, so you don't have to really worry about it. So I always make sure that I click, I don't know what click means, but I always make sure I put that back in there. And then just adding a little bit more here and there. Here's this little button that I don't even know where it came from, but I'm thinking I might just stick it along. And there's already glue right there. So I'll just stick it right there because there's glue. So, and I'm not worried that it's coming off of the page like that because it's going to go onto a card. And then I'll take some of this here and maybe put it in a corner perhaps, doing the same type of thing. This one I could do reverse, so you could see how I also put glue on if I'm not real sure. Telling you, I don't have my glasses on, so my eyes are not working 100%. But we'll go ahead and just put this on right here. Doing the same thing. And I don't like to get my fingers all gluey, so I always use something else. And then once that's done and dry, then I'll cut that off the same. And we have a nice little piece of gold foil there. And then again, I just save it. I save all those little pieces for just whenever I feel like having it. And I do have just this little teeny tiny piece that I had left over from something else I was using. And this is just some Tombow mono adhesive glue. And I will stick that on here somewhere as well. So it's just little random bits and pieces here and there that I like to add. And so once I start getting to where I think I like it, then I go ahead and add some of my embellishments. I've got these little hearts I just have a whole, like, grab bag here of embellishments of stuff that I've purchased. So I can look in here and see if I could find anything I might want. So we'll go ahead and see. I have this little hope on here that I could use that would go really nice with that button. I've got these little heart locks that I could use that would be rather cute. I'm just seeing what I want right now. I've got this really cute little arrow, but I'm not going to use that. These would be really pretty on there. I think I have some Tim Holtz stuff in here as well, but I think I'm kind of figuring out what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff out of the way. And I picked up this hope, and I might actually put it right here over the hello. I'm not real sure. Yeah, I'm not real sure if that's what I'm looking for. Although it looks really cute. Okay. And then let's see here. These were at Michael's for $1.50. I think I bought these in California when they were on sale half off. So I think I got them for 75 cents. So for these little guys, I just take my craft scissors, my heavy duty craft scissors, and cut them rather than trying to undo them. And then while I'm undoing one, I literally just undo them all real quick if there's only a few. And then this will help to decide what lock and key I want as well, because I'm not real sure. And like I said, I make multiples at a time, so I could decide to use the other one a little bit later if I wanted to. Actually, that's kind of cute. And then I'll have his feet kind of standing on there. That's cute. All right, so I'm just going to put some of this mono adhesive glue on here around the outsides of where it's going to touch. Sorry, my hand's in the way there. Oh, that's cute. And then here, it's only going to be along the outside. But I think what I'm also going to do, and you'll see, leave that for a moment. I'm just going to grab one of these little adhesives and stick it. Oh, I'm making myself messy here. And stick it in here on either side. So guys, I'm just doing this on the fly. I had nothing really, I played with one last night to see kind of how I wanted it, but I never come up with the same thing twice. I try not to, at least. So I'm going to stick that over that hole again. So it kind of goes all the way through. Yeah, guys, I literally just came up with this, and I'm really happy. And you can see that that adhesive dot helped hold that in place. So I'm thinking that is rather cute. Now I'm going to add, let me see. I maybe could have used this like this if I didn't stamp that hello, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of these little enamel dots from, well, are they enamel dots? I don't remember. From Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to be randomly placing them. And I think I'm going to give this little bird a heart right there. So cute. And then I'm going to put, well, you know, I think that's the only enamel dot I'm going to do. So here you guys go, you get to hear me again. I'm going to use, I look for what I can use. I definitely know I want to use these light green. I don't know if you can see them, but I just go wherever my colors are. So if I'm using the green, I'm just going to take the pieces out of the green section here and look for something along the edge, and you just use the edges and go inward. So these are the Dollar Tree jewels, and they come all stuck together. That's something I don't really care for unless you were decorating like a whole side at that point. And I'm just going to randomly place these here and there. And I will get one more. And I don't know where I'm going to put this one. There we go. I also have some of these enamel dots, and they're in a gold, which is kind of yellow, and this regular diamond looking color. And I'll use a couple of these here. Well, there you go. That one's going to stay right there. And this one will go right there. And then, let's see. I will use these little guys as well. In fact, I think I'll use the bigger one. And that one's not staying there. I did not like where that one landed. And I'll put this little one right here. And I'm just looking at it again, seeing if that's how I like it. I think it's kind of cute. So that's enough of the enamel dots. Now, I'm going to get this guy here because I think I like the tag, and I'm going to get just a piece of designer series paper. I believe this is an old retired color. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go back and grab this paper again, this bag. I'm going to move this guy out of the way because I don't want him to get dirty or anything. I'll go ahead and you can use daubers as well, but like I said, this kind of gives a little bit of randomness. And I'm going to use a little just straight on with the darker on this one. You see how it gives kind of a little bit of pattern and not perfect, which is the shabby kind of look that I'm going for there. Okay. And I think we're done inking now. And we're just going to see, I definitely like, I think this is really cute with this going through it, but it's just kind of flimsy. That's the only problem I have there. Okay, so I'm going to take this. There we go. So you can dress these up really nice, even though they're kind of flimsy. They'll still dress up rather nice there. I'm going to come back to this little guy, and actually I'm not going to use this. I have real lace. Where is that real lace? Here it is. So here's some real lace here. I'm going to take this. I don't know exactly where I want that lace, but I definitely know that I want it the length of the card. So now I'm just trying to see where I want this little lace to go. If I want it on this side. Or I might, oh, that's kind of cute. But let's see how it looks on the other side. Oh, I'm going to have to re-stick this button on there. Wasn't enough glue. That's okay. Nope, I like it this other side. So let me just get a glue dot to stick this little button on there. We'll put a couple glue dots on here. Maybe a few. We're going to stick that right back on there. Where I had it, I liked it falling off. But not so much. Because it needs to fit on the card. But there we go. Now that's not going to go anywhere with those glue dots. Okay, so I decided I want that lace on this side. So I'm going to take some tape here. And run it right along the edge. And I don't mind that it hangs over the edge like that, because I'm just gonna, once I take this paper off, if I can get it off. All right. There we go. So once I get that off, then I just fold it all back over itself, because it's double-sided. And then I'll take this piece here and just put it right along the edge. And I really want the lace part to be showing. So I'm going to line it up very thinly. But that double-sided tape is really good and holds really well. So I'm going to take my little scissors and just cut away the parts I don't need. This one I'm going to cut. We'll try this first and see. Always cut because I was going to cut angle, but first I'm going to try this way and see if it works, and then if it doesn't work for me, then I'll cut it at an angle. And I think I'm going to cut it at an angle. There we go. And last but not least, I'm going to do the same exact thing with this little bit of gold, just to stick out the edge, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to stick this here at the very end. And I only want a little bit showing there. That's even too much, I think. There we go. And then I could leave the rest on there. I don't need it to come off, but you could take it off if you want to. So that part's all finished. And I think we're pretty good. I'm liking how this looks so far. Now I just need to decide where I want this. I think that's really cute. Okay. So I'm just, actually, I think I'm going to glue this on with some adhesive this time. So I'm going to use the mono adhesive. We've got the glue around the edges already. But I want this to be nice and sticky and tight. And let's go ahead and put it on and see how we like it. I think that is adorable. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this card, give me a thumbs up. Here's the one I was playing with last night. So I kind of did the same bird, cut the edges here, gave it some more lace here, and then I have this because it's going to go in a larger envelope, and then I use this crumb cake cardstock rather than the stock that I got at Michael's. But oh my gosh, I absolutely am adoring this the more I see it. So if you like it, ladies, please give me a thumbs up. I will have links to all these different places down below, and just let me know what you think, if you like these type of card making techniques, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.